been discussing at the moment. 129 hostages are being held captive in Gaza, held for more than 10 weeks by Hamas terrorists. They include the Bibas family from kibbutz near Oz, mom Shiri, dad Yarden, 4-year-old son Ariel, and 9-month-old baby Kfir Bibas. He is now 11 months old. The two redhead boys becoming a heart-wrenching symbol for Israelis. The footage of Shiri and her boys etched in the minds of a nation waiting for news on how they are doing, waiting for word on when they will come home. And so we now welcome Yossi Shneider. He is the cousin of Shiri Bibas, joining us now from Holon. Yossi, thank you so much for your time. We cannot imagine what you and your family are going through. That footage of Shiri and 4-year-old Ariel, baby Kfir, 9 months old at the time of the abduction. It's difficult to get out of one's mind. The sheer terror on Shiri's face, facing that pure evil. Your family is begging for answers. Tell us more about what you know. What can you share this day?
First of all, I want to tell you that just yesterday, Kfir celebrated his 11 months. So he's almost three months in some all on the ground, and it's third of his life is in captivity. So I don't think that people can really comprehend it, the size of this thing, the danger that is into, because it's not just danger is his life, that he can be killed by Hamas. It's also, he also can be suffer from health issues, because he needs his vitamins, he needs his formulas, he needs things that are crucial for him in this stage of his life to grow. So if he doesn't get them, he can suffer from permanent health problems. So as you can imagine, our days and nights are very, there is no difference between days and night for us. We are always into it. We're always trying to tell their stories to the world. We always trying to speak with diplomats to do whatever they can to release them as soon as possible. And it's been today.
It's so unbelievable to think that a baby is in captivity, as you say, spending more than 2 months. We don't know, in darkness, in a tunnel, in a home, in several homes. What did you make of the fact that the Red Cross hasn't been able to get to any of the hostages? Obviously, there are elderly people who we know need medication and need medical attention, but a baby as well. What do you make of the fact that the Red Cross just hasn't got there up until now?
I think that they're hypocrite. They act like an Islamic company, Islamic group, because they're getting into Gaza all the time to take care of and to take people from Gaza to the hospitals and give them medicines and supplies, to meet with Hamas. They are in direct contact with them all the time. So for them to say that they have no option to speak with Hamas right now is a big lie. It's only because they're anti-Semites and they're hypocrites. That's what I can say about it.
It is so difficult to even look at the pictures. We're looking at a smiling, gorgeous baby, Kfir Bibas, capturing the heart of the whole nation. And I have no doubt mothers just around the world looking at that magnificent, smiling child. Yossi, talk to us about the Hamas psychological warfare. Over and above the videos that have been sent out, there was also the uncertainty about specifically what had happened to the Bibas family. Reports at one point that Hamas said they may have handed them over to another terror group. I can't imagine how that impacted you and your family, all this uncertainty, all these horrific games, all this evil. Talk to us.
Hamas told us that they transformed into another group that's called Chazita Mamit. So they just sold them like there's some kind of a pet, some kind of a game. They sold them to another organization. So think how their mind are crooked to sell a baby and his mother and his young brother just like they are nothing. The plane is psychologically game with us. Just yesterday, I met one of the hostages, one of the female hostages that came back. And I just spoke with her. And I saw a person that's sitting in front of me, that is speaking with me and is alive. But if you see the look on her face and the look on her eyes, you can see that she's dead from inside. They play such a bad psychological game with her that even though she's more than 2 weeks here in Israel, she's still scared from them. She's still scared to tell a story because she doesn't know what they can do to her. So think how evil they are, that they traumatize her so much. They send a movie of Yarden that they told them that she and the kids have been dead, have been killed by IDF, and he's crying for help, and they just playing with his soul and mind. And I don't know who's kidnapping a young baby like Kfir. I don't know what exactly they was afraid from him that they needed to kidnap him. What this terrorist from Hamas, when he saw him the first time, what he thought that he can do to him. He was afraid that that Kfir gonna attack him, that his baby gonna kill him or something. He was just 9 months old baby. Why you kidnap a baby? What you want to do with it? He knew when he kidnapped him that his chance to survive in this condition in Gaza are very low. So why did he do that? He's not a soldier. He's not a warrior. There is rules. Even in war, there is rules. You cannot do whatever you want. Hamas kidnapped them. Hamas holding them right now. Hamas is totally responsibility for their life. Nobody else responsible for their life. Just Hamas. Exactly like if there was any prisoners in any country in the world, so this country will 100% have responsibility for the life and safety of these prisoners. The people that are in Gaza right now, they are not prisoners. The people that have been kidnapped from their bed, they are not prisoners. And they're responsible to their lives. And they're killing our people. They're showing movies of them and pictures of them that been dead to the families. I don't know if you are a mother, if you have children, but think about it, to open your Facebook or to open your Telegram or whatever and see a movie of your children that you waited for them to come back, and you pray for them and open for them to come back, and then you see a movie of them. Once you see 2 movies of them. One of them is that they're speaking and asking for help, and then 10 seconds after you see them dead, lying on a bed with a bullet hole in their head. So I cannot understand the world. I cannot understand how the world is still silent. I cannot understand how the world still support them. I cannot understand how the world is still judging Israel and asking us to stop. I told you I've been interviewing in your channel for a couple of times, and I'm saying that time and times again. I will say it again. What happened to us in the 7th October will happen to you very soon. If you not wake up, all those terrorists, they are in Europe right now. They're in Britain, they're in France, they're in Berlin, in Germany. They are everywhere, in the US, they're everywhere. They're just waiting for somebody to give them the command to start acting. And when they're gonna do it, you will wake up on some Saturday morning and an holiday and Saturday that we had, and you will hear a knock on your door. And when you open that, what happened to us on the 7th of October will happen to you. It's really the time for you to wake up and understand who we're dealing with. We're not dealing with free fighters like people say. We're dealing with radical terror organizations that only wants to rule the world and kill everybody they're not in the same opinion like them. They're killing gay people just because they're gays. They're killing babies. They're killing children. They kill Holocaust survivors just because they're not in the same set of mind like them. So it's time for you to wake up.
It is a level of brutality and depravity that Israel is still trying to process what happened on the 7th of October. And then, as you say, over and above abducting a baby and a 4-year-old and their mother and other families as well, then sending a video to Yarden, the level of cruelty, what they did is unimaginable. What kind of reaction have you had from world leaders? This has had a global spotlight on it in terms of Joe Biden, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, Qatar's Emir. What are you hearing from world leaders? What is your sense of the urgency to make sure that not only the Bibas family, but all hostages get home and they get home safely? What is your sense?
I will tell you something that is not popular. But the world leader right now is kind of on our side, most of them. But there is a huge difference between tell us that you are with us, okay, and doing something with us. It's not just telling that you will support us. You need to really support us. You need to really act. And acting is meaning to do things that like I don't know. The Hamas has money all over the world. Why all the countries doesn't close his money? They just take his money. Why they still want to supply them fuels and food to the Hamas? You need to still do things, real things, not just talk. We're talking. We're not gonna get anywhere. I don't think that the world really realized what happened here in the 7th of October. I've been in Shiri's apartment 2 weeks ago. What I saw in his apartment, I never saw in my life. I never saw in my life. There was a real war inside of her apartment, and she's just a woman with 2 little kids, and the walls are full with bullets. Okay, and the refrigerator is full with bullets, and there is a lot of blood. They murdered their dogs, okay, and there was a lot of blood on the floor, and the things that they did inside of the apartment is indescribable. So I'm you know, if you saw Shiri's video when she was kidnapped, one of the things that I noticed that Shiri's, if you look on her face, she's screaming, but she's not making any voice. Right. You see she's screaming and not making any voice. So think how scared she was. How she tried to defend her 2 little children. Okay? She was so afraid that she cannot even scream. She cannot make any voice.
It is truly unimaginable. We're looking at those images on our screen right now. Sheer terror. Unimaginable. And we're looking at those images right now. We can see that image is something that is pulling at the heartstrings of every single person watching. A terrified mother clutching onto her 2 beautiful young boys, those 2 beautiful red-haired boys. That image will stay with people across this nation forever. We cannot imagine what you and your family are going through watching this. We know as well that the family also has Argentinian citizenship. What kind of response, if any, have you had out of Argentina so far?
They're very supportive. They're totally with us. But again, as I told you before, there is a big difference between speaking and acting. There's a huge difference. There's people from Hamas. There's money from Hamas that's been all over the world. There's leaders of Hamas all over the world. You should start, catch them, and take them and lock them. You should take their money and cut their supplies. That's what you need to do. I'm telling you once again, you need to wake up before it will be too late for you. I don't want to see what happened here in the 7th of October. I don't want to see it happen in Britain or any other place in the world. I don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. Because the thing that they did, they not just came and murdered. They raped our daughters. They raped the young girls. They killed our babies. They killed our grandmothers and grandfathers. And not just killed them. They molest. If you saw, I saw part of the movies. I saw them. I saw what they did to the bodies. I don't think that if somebody will see it, he will ever be able to go to sleep again.
They will not be the same having looked at those images. There's no doubt about that. The orange balloons symbolizing the hair of Ariel and of Kfir. You must have seen them at all the protests, at the demonstrations. They have become a symbol of trying to get these beautiful boys back home. Talk to us about your understanding of the support that you are feeling in Israel right now. You must know the whole nation is hoping and praying for you and your family.
Yeah, everybody's praying for us. We are in the mind of everybody. When I'm saying that I'm the uncle of Shirin, the 2 little redheads, everybody's just hugging me and crying, and for their safety. And they come back as soon as possible. We did the orange balloons a couple of times. We sent them to the air with a lot of prayers for maybe, I don't know, for some kind of a miracle that they will come back.
Absolutely.
We are not negotiating with humans. We negotiate with the devil. So very hard to negotiate with the devil.
Yossi Shneider, as you know, the nation is hoping for news. The nation is praying for Shiri, for Yarden, for Ariel and Kfir. We so appreciate you speaking to us. Thank you very much. As I say, the nation is waiting for good news. You are in our thoughts.
Please wake up, please.